U.S. Mexican Numismatic Association has displays at the show. These are ways for people to learn more about numismatics and collecting. One of the displays was on the Caballito Horse Peso.
We're presently standing in the Bourse floor of the U.S. Mexican Numismatic Association convention, the third time this has been held in Scottsdale. And having just put out a book, I was asked by Corey Frampton, the director of the organization, if I would put a display together on the Caballito and come down and do a book signing, which I'm happy and honored to do. It's been a lot of fun and very social. What I've done for a display is take elements from the book itself and lay them out with the actual coins in many cases, so that people could not only see what's inside the book, but the actual coins that they may never have ever seen in this grade before. This first picture is of the designer Charles Pelé and two of the models that he used for his coins, which I'm absolutely convinced are his daughters. The picture below this is the image of Liberty on horse, holding the torch and the oak leaf, with the rays of the sun removed so that it just highlights the model herself, Liberty. Moving off to the right, we have the book and a couple of the plates from the inside from the different years of the coins, the 1914, the key date, and the 1913. Below that, we have some of the sections on how coins tone. And I show a progression from bright white to small patch toning to a partial crescent, all the way to a full beautiful target tone Caballito from 1913. Just off to the right of that, I have some of the medals that Pelé designed, because he was best known as a medalist, not a coin designer. Classically trained as a sculptor. These were some of my favorites, which was a beekeeper's medal, which when you get down to the fine details, you can see every little bee swarming around the hives. The Gallia, which is Marion in a warrior's helmet, and then the electricity long service medal, which is really classic, partially clad nude, grabbing lightning bolts from the sky and throwing them onto the ground. The second case starts with a comparison side by side of the changes made from 1911 from the short ray to the long ray variety. Most people think and are under the impression that it was done to lengthen the ray itself, which actually was the space where the designer's name sat on the original proofs of 1909. The design was changed because the original plasters did not transfer well onto the production issues of 1910, so the relief was enhanced and it made it a much more attractive and visually graphic coin. Right here is a 1911 short ray next to a long ray. Unless you get up very close and see the details, it's kind of difficult to really see much of a difference. Moving off to the right, I've got on the top, thanks to the courtesy of Stephen Searle, who has a very extensive collection of the original Caballito proofs, we have some very rare issues. The first one is a brilliant white 1907 50 centavo proof, which never actually made it into production. To the right, up on the top, we have the finest known specimen 66 un peso proof of 1909, an absolutely stunning coin. And then surrounded by that are photos of some of the other coins. In actuality, when they made the relief adjustments for the 1911, they were test strikes done in bronze and brass, as well as silver. And below those, I have a grading set to illustrate from the chapter on grading Caballitos, where I show side-by-side comparisons by grade before the relief change and after the relief change. So from the short ray variety to the long ray variety. Varieties are only really necessary to describe for 1911 short ray, long ray. 1910 every year was a short ray, and after the 1911 long ray, the 12, 13, and 14 were only long rays. There are no other ray varieties. Down below the photos of the grading, I have 3 absolutely beautiful high-grade gem caballitos. And just off to the left side is a grading set from MS65 through AU58.
What's involved in putting together a display like this and gathering all the pieces?
Well, this was relatively easy for me once I understood what a display was supposed to be. My intention was to bring down about 100 coins, put them in the case, and I thought that's what a display was. I had never done one before. Then I realized I've seen displays at different shows. Just looking at coins is not that interesting, and that was reinforced by Corey Frampton. So what I did was I took elements from the book, laid them out, put the coins in to illustrate and for people to actually be able to see what there was. For me, it was relatively easy because I had just completed the book, and it was a matter of organizing it in such a way that, caught people's interest and they'd be able to see it, clearly for what it was.